Hello, Enrique.
Hi, Peter. How you doing?
Fantastic. In terms of the spirit, internal spirit is great. The weather, not really good today for me. So it's just, it's cold.
Well, the hobby is we have some rays, but we're becoming old. We start always our conversation talking about weather, right?
No, it's because important. It's just we are end of April and it's just pretty chilly around me here. So it's just, I don't think so that I like it very much. Sorry, guys. Just welcome everybody. Hello great to see you all. We have a lot of people joining right now. We can see that's just the counter going up. So let's just wait more couple of seconds for the promotional thing. So, no, this way. Which way?
Okay. Let's become to this top corner here. We have the subscribe QR to our YouTube channel. If you are watching this on LinkedIn, remember you can go to the YouTube channel, click subscribe, and will give us some power and support to keep doing this. And also we have a new brand code new here the newsletter to join in LinkedIn directly, or we can show it below as well, like we usually do. The newsletter of LinkedIn, this is the next piece of content that you have to put all this together and have all the information having on your LinkedIn as well, plus the videos and the webinar we do.
That's great. Now, in fact, we need to celebrate one other thing. And we reached 1,000 subscribers for our page on LinkedIn. So that's great. Mm-hmm. Just going slowly, but going up. We also aiming to get the 1,000 on the YouTube. I know it sounds like a not BIM, but guys, we need to do this to make it sure that this is just make it some business out of it. So sorry for that. Let's jump into the today conversation. What we will be talking today, Enrique?
Okay, so we were discussing before, Peter, that it's true that keep talking about BIM and BIM is becoming boring, right? We want to break this trend and talking about more things. But BIM is part of this, and we're gonna still have a relationship with that. And today, on this episode, we're gonna present the interview with Fabio Roberti. His interview gonna be released as always at 10:30 when the live finish. Fabio Roberti is an architect, regional practice technology leader, so what a role on HKS Architects. And he also wrote a book about the productivity in BIM and so on. So it's pretty mixed conversation, not only about BIM, also about the importance of standardization and how to make the projects and so on. Slowly we will try to get away and talk less about BIM, but still it's gonna be present there.
Yeah, no, I think we will be still on the construction transformation, which BIM is a part of it. But I think right now what we are seeing on the market is really just much bigger impact of the newer technologies. So I know we will be on the high, but I think the AI, so artificial intelligence, with the potential parts on it and models, I think that's something which we will start to go through this as well in the next couple of weeks. So that's our goal.
If you have some comments, let us know. No, say hello from wherever you are. Send us a comment, and guys, when you talk about this, about that, and we prepare the sessions based on that. So we want to see what is the trends and the interest in our audience as well. Let's crack on today's topic, right?
Yeah, let's try to go for it. Let's just,
first of all,
let's see what Fabio wants to talk to us today.
First of all, we're gonna talk about the ISO19650 because Fabio also is in charge of having the certifications and why it's important talking about the data templates and everything is involved. So first of all, let's listen to Fabio and then with our comments.
Well, depending on your personal experience or the company's experience in terms of understanding their requirements and prepare the templates. So there is a set of templates you need to prepare. The BIM execution plan, MIDP. Some of the templates is easy to find online, similar or from previous jobs people can put together, but it's not over difficult to get their certification. But in the past year, the BSI and the certification itself has changed. Before, you just need to present the templates and how your company is working. And from the past year, if you're not wrong, now you need to also show how you apply in projects. So it's not only the technical side, but how you effectively apply the documentation, the process on projects. So you need to show that this project is being working this way to get the certification. So it has just slightly changed that you need to actually prove your own projects how it has been used. But from my experience, I think is fantastic work. ISO, let's say, team or the people involved did, because it really is amazing how it's concise, directly to the point, and it focuses on information management, which is really important. So I really recommend to every company at least to understand it and work with templates and workflows that the ISO is proposing. And the key point is not only for being right, because sometimes you invite the directors or invite the design team to have a BIM meeting and people just run away, right? So, which is common because, BIM is to some, I like the process and the things involved, but it's not for everyone, which you need to accept. It's not for everyone, it's fine. But when you get to the ISO, it's more about information management. So then if you start to talk about information management, goes across all the board from the contract to the information received, the information you pass. So it's much more broad and affects everyone. It's not only the BIM team, let's say, or the people involved in modeling.
Wow. So, it's just as even he said, some of the BIM is just already scaring people off, right? It's just unbelievable.
It's true. The people right now from the meeting, I experienced that on my on my own workplace sometimes. So it's true that you're talking about BIM and you run away, and that's why we said this at the beginning, that we want to try to put all the things away from the word and the content of BIM itself, because it's just one piece of the whole puzzle of digitalization, right? So what do you think? Fabio likes the ISO 19650.
Yeah, no,
Are you convinced, or?
I don't like all of the standards. I know them, they're necessary, but personally, I think it's a lot of work which sometimes can be streamlined. And again, I think the importance of the processes are just, and the certifications are clear. But sometimes we are overdoing this, right? And we need to really always keep the balance. For me, the ISO is just 9001, or just the ISO which we are talking is 19650. Is really need to be properly adapted to the size of the company, to the size of the challenge. Otherwise, this just can be a burden, can be really just too much. But I think it's important to have the standards. That's clear.
Yeah. Also, something I recall from our previous guest, I think it was with Patricia Isla, we discussed as well, that it's not as hard to get the certification, because if a company is doing on the logical basis, they claim to be just doing few tweaks to present it and get the certification. So it's not something you need to change completely your workflows. Only that will be the case if you are not doing the things right. So we hope that it's not the case for you. You want to get the certification, but it shouldn't be that hard.
The one things which I realized that, sorry, just this is not really related to Fabio, on the BIM Cafe, I never drink cafe, so I have a
Fantastic.
Sorry, just no, but sorry, Fabio, sorry, just that was
No.
Okay, so I think this is standards are always very difficult. When you think about it again, the new technology can help with this, because we can just check the compliance much easier. If we have the standards on the one side, the design on the other, then we can say check the compliance with this and this standard, and then you will get the answer. Okay, so it's much easier. The point here is it needs to be digitized, cannot be on the paper, right? Because if you have the PDF on the thing, then you need to do with your own eyes to check everything.
Paper is not digital, guys. This is something important to remember. Paper is only PDF. And this links to our second topic, is about the CD and the common data environment, because the ISO 19650 also tells you how to share this information, how to structure it so everyone has access to it, and one unique source of information. And Fabio was enhancing the importance of it. So let's take a look at what he says on the comment.
Okay.
When you are implementing ISO, sometimes you don't see the effective benefit of it, but you want to start to use and apply the templates, which is not over complicated. There is one template that ISO mentions, is about the risk register. Sometimes the companies, they do the risk register for the whole project, but it is the risk register for the information management. And the typical situation is a project has started, and then we need the survey. Maybe the client did commission the survey, or you didn't get the survey in time, but you need to start a project because there is a deadline to start the project, and you don't have the information. So then we track on the risk register that what is missing. So it's just basic things that really, if you apply the ISO, talks about the risk register, which you need to track the information. So then you know what's missing. So you go behind the information to try to push, come on time to deliver the project. If you take a project, a typical lifespan of a project, maybe 25 years, 80% of the whole cost is going to be after the construction. So then this asset management is the most important for the client. So then he needs to have, depending on the project size, of course, he needs to have overview across the whole process from design to asset management, which is very important aspect. One of the key point is about the common data environment, a single source of truth, which is very important. So the question is, in our industry recently, there's still problems about it. In my book, also I mentioned about this issue when the information in the design stage is hosted in a common data environment. When it goes to the contractor, is a different data environment, and there is a loss of data between these two places where you save information. And then when it goes to asset management, and the host information is also a different platform. And this mix of maybe 3 or more platforms, there is a lot of data loss, which represents a problem. So then this is one thing that we try to understand the flow of information to ensure there is a continuity between data.
Data and the continuity. Wow. What do you think about this, Enrique? Because it's really challenging for me to really just capture all of the thoughts about it.
Here, the main concern of Fabio was basically that all the different people through the stages of the project, because he mentioned this 80% of the cost of the project is 80%, I think he said, is after on the asset management, after the handover phase. So you need to imagine all the data. Having a different CDE for the phases, like the designers have one to share the information, the contractors have their own one, then the facility manager have their own one. So then the information really is not properly shared, and that's what you are losing it on the way. So it's very important to have a unique source of truth, he said, and the consistent one doing the whole project, not only for the construction, for the design, for the execution, no, for the whole project lifecycle.
Yeah, no, but I hear what you're saying, and I remember it from the, when I'm starting, I hear what you're saying. It means that it's agree, right? So that's great.
Yeah.
So I think one of the key elements, what I saw it in my career, I understand what is just having the one single source of truth and one database, etc. Again, you going on the field, you going to the construction site, and you start to be disconnected immediately from the source of truth, right? I'm just because whatever we try to plan it needs to be online and need to be real time, and that's not on the big construction site. That's not real time, not online, and you will never. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I'm just not seeing it. Maybe I'm old generation, but I don't see really how you can have all of the guys working on the construction sites, even having see everything with the same data source. I don't see it technically how it's possible.
That's what we want to hope for, right? For the perfection of the whole process and asset management. But this is the idea behind, and we can set a goal like, okay, this is what be perfect. Maybe we cannot get there, but closer to that. But it's true that it's impossible. And having different common data environments on different stages of the project is a happy common data environment, because at the end, you see the whole project and there is no a common source of truth. Fabio said, I like the word.
I don't believe it, even if it's possible. I know that we're going to just try to reach the perfection, and I understand this, and then that's also our objective. This is what we are just also sell to our clients, and we talk about it that they can improve. But I don't see it's really just the full possibility of being fully connected to the one data source.
Yeah.
Anyway,
let's keep our hope for that, right? Next topic, we have time to talk about the BEP, the BIM execution plan. I always say wrong, sorry. And Fabio told us in a very high level how to structure and how to get to the from client requirements to the BEP. How is the in a nutshell, how is the whole concept? So let's listen to him, and then we do our comments.
All right. If you don't know what's the BEP, tell us.
And Fabio will explain to you.
And we can also
everything with the client requirements and the contract. So then this is the key point that needs to be well defined. And then as the traditional process, we create the design lead or the person in charge on the project. So we will create the BIM execution plan, and then as is widely available, we know the BIM execution plan is going to reflect the client requirements and give an answer how the project is going to be delivered. And then this document plus the contractual documents and all the other information needs to be connected in a way that there is a clear flow of information between the different teams, the commercial department, the contractual side. So, and then after that, you specify exactly, let's say, the BIM execution plan and how the project is going to be put together and delivered across the teams. And one of the key points, sometimes the teams produce the BIM execution plan, but not every team members actually read or apply. So it needs to have a active role on ensure the design team actually understand what needs to be delivered and the training provided if needed. One point that also I can see recently is that it's about the information needs to have a bit of empathy on the information. It's about psychology, It's not about only taking your model, give it to engineers, and hope the engineers will put the model in right location, and then you do everything right. So then it's about collaboration or cooperation on the information. It's not only send and receive. So we need every part of the team or every company needs to be more cooperative in terms of information to say, okay, so I'm sending information, is this information okay? So let's check. So then the cooperation between all the companies works best instead of just sending and receiving information. So we need to care about others, how they are using information in the right way. I think this provides best value.
Yeah, we are just right now when I'm listening back to these things, what we were discussing, we were just very philosophical in the way, it's just in practice, I think it's really more difficult to reach this part which Fabio was talking about. So, and I even looked my body language when I was talking and saying, oh my God, is he really just, you're right.
And he said also sharing the data and everything need to be like psychological thinking that you cannot just give the model to the engineers and hope that they will execute it right. So this is I like that saying too. I like that saying too. An important thing for the BEP when we discuss about it, how to draw the BIM execution plan. Client's requirements should be represented there, reflected there, and the BIM execution plan should tell you how to do it. So I think you cannot say less simple that the requirements from the client needs to be present there, and this is the engine to run and to draft the BEP. So important that draft it with the client, not that just, okay, this is your BEP, no, you need to listen to him and see him or her or they and see what they want to do because of how you need to reflect it and draft it.
Just a small break before we will just jump to another. Thank you very much, guys, for just joining us on LinkedIn. That's great to see us with big numbers of it, and just also welcome to some of the new guys coming to the YouTube. This is our big premiere, so thank you for joining. Really appreciate helping us doing the promotions of the reflections of the BIM and the way how the construction industry will just transform itself in the next couple of years. So thank you all for being with us. Sorry, Enrique just needs to do this.
Of course, we need to pull out again the subscribe button. Please give us that support. Next topic we go. Main question that I'm starting to getting tired of asking our guests, honestly, because like, what are the main barriers of being? What are the main blockers? Why people don't want to change? This question we ask thousands of times, we get thousands of answers, and it's not like it's not convincing. It's just I'm tired of listening. But maybe we should stop to rephrase it in a way. But let's see if Fabio convinced us to give us a different answer or something different. Let's see, because we asked the same.
Let's challenge him again.
Field before was the costing, so the costing field increased and then they are more integrated, and now the last field is the operation and asset management that is growing quite a lot, but not so much as we'd expect. I'm not sure if it's the platform of costing. There is some blockers, I guess, difficult to say what exactly, but maybe the cost of this platform is one of the blockers that is not pushing enough these solutions, but it's very important to have it. And just one more thing that is interesting to comment is about Kobe. Not sure how they use Kobe in Spain or other EU countries exactly.
Very little, only in the UK, mainly.
Okay, yeah. So this here is common to see many clients for us and the other companies as well, BIM managers that I speak. Sometimes they're requesting BIM data in Kobe, Kobe deliverables, but in the end of the day, if you start to check, sometimes the operator or the client don't have a facility to manage this data. So then what you can see in many projects is just a waste of time. So basically you are waste architects' time, engineering time, and nobody's using the data we are producing in Kobe. So then if for our listeners, if someone is requesting Kobe to your project, start to check, ask how are you going to manage this data, start to fire some questions to understand how, okay, you deliver Kobe, but how are you going to use it? If you don't have the correct answer, just cancel Kobe, because then if you're not using, why you are producing it? And there are architects that are producing information nobody's using. Kobe itself, we have used many projects, we have delivered some for the hospitals. We are working, massive hospitals work, deliver Kobe, and that's perfect. The client has way how to manage information, is all perfect, but it's not to every company, to every client. And the principle of Kobe, I think the technology needs to improve in this way, because then you produce the data digitally, put in a model, and then need to export to Excel and then import it to another platform. So this is a recipe for not working, right? Because it's not fit for purpose these days. So the technology, I believe, needs to improve it to automate this process.
I think you will agree with the last sentence. No technology needs
but
to
that was easy. That was easy. Easy part one, yes. I think we got on this one. We're on the same wavelength, so I think that's fine.
Yeah.
No challenge.
Two main comments here. Like he mentioned something interesting about the blockers and so on. The cost of the platform. He's not a lot of people are, I don't know if are brave enough to say that the cost of the platform, of course, made a high implementation. And it's true that the investment you need to put to have the license and so on, blah blah blah, is really hard and high. And also the understanding the format. So he was talking about the copy for our users who are not in the UK, they won't be used to that. This is like a IFC that they use more. There is like open formats, and often a different one is basically an Excel sheet that covers the whole process or timeline of the project. So it's something very hard to do. It's like having a diary, a track, an agenda for all the different processes that you cover through the project. So many people ask it because this is what people do, so just follow, but it has a lot of work behind. So if you're not going to use it properly, you're not going to digitalize it and have some value of it, don't provide it or don't ask for it. This is what Fabio was saying. Like, we get requests for copy, but first I say, okay, what you want it? What do you want to get? What is your goal with this? Because it's not something easy to provide, like to click two buttons and do it. It's hard work behind. So to be really aware that you're going to use it.
Yeah, no, I think you're right. I think this is, Fabio is right. I think that was really the biggest challenge which we do. And the standards, I think it's still, I'm just pushing towards the open standards here. I think that's something which will beneficial. I don't know how to do this because this is the power fight, but I think it should be that.
And big companies over development are there also fighting behind. So
yeah.
But well, we will get there at some point. Let's jump to next video, next piece of content. And Fabio, I remember you said at the beginning he has his own book. He published a book talking about the product increasing productivity in Autodesk environment already, in general in BIM projects. And he was talking about one headline, I would say, quality information. That's the key for that. So research for the quality information. I don't say anything else. Let's listen to him and then we do our comments.
Let's go.
Search for quality information before we start to do the task. So if you have a task to set up the project, so research for quality information. So if you are doing, there are a few examples like a door schedule, then you need to research for quality information. What's the door number the client wants? So there are all these things that if you research and if you are working with quality information, you avoid rework tasks and waste time. So that is all about researching for quality information before you do a task. Is the key point on this book, plus derivative tips to improve efficiency.
So,
The first point is about, again, the research for quality information before you do the task. So it's the first one. The second is about the training. So if you invest on any type of software, needs to fit for purpose, but you also need to train your team and ensure that the people are capable to use the software. And doesn't matter, of course, the book is based on a specific platform, but the principles you can apply to any software. And the other point is about best use of information and understand the software are available. And then the productivity, which is one of the key points. There are many ways how to increase productivity in the software. I did a presentation in the Autodesk University last year in New Orleans. And there are people in the class that enjoy the class, or that don't, because then I wasn't so too much speaking about the Revit itself, but is to increase productivity in a different way. It's about information, because it doesn't matter how good you are in the software. What increase your productivity in the end of the day is the information you have. If you have the wrong information, it doesn't matter how good you are in the software, you're not able to deliver quickly the project. So the third is about having quality information as well to apply on softwares to produce.
in fact, this is exactly the same comments Fabio has what we have after our BIM Cafe. Some people hate it, some people loves it. It's the same story.
Yeah, but this is the timeline Piotr was asking. Your question was not there on the video, but he was asking what are the 3 main points, the 3 takeovers from the book to increase the productivity. So he mentioned quality information, basically both of the 3 types. No, but doesn't matter how good you are, you need to have the good data, the good information, know how to get to there. Otherwise, your skills to do the design on Revit or whatever software won't be enough to provide the proper results.
But that's something which I think the fundamentals, we start talking about the ISO in the beginning. So really the fundamentals was the beginning, the project plan with the BEPs. I think Fabio, he just really showed the good path going through the study hall process. And of course, we challenge him with the different pitfalls and the way how it doesn't work, etc. We know, because that's the process. But I think he's literally right with the approach and the conclusion coming out. So just guys, the video will be released in 2 minutes, and so just go and jump into the YouTube. And of course subscribe. We still need to do some bells and buttons on the bottom saying, resubscribe.
Well, everyone who is watching this in YouTube should be subscribed, and you are in LinkedIn, you should scan this QR code and subscribe straight away. So don't need to repeat more of the information. And let's share some also exciting news. We are also starting to offer the opportunity to collaborate with us and make this BIM Cafe really happening. So if you have some willingness or curiosity to collaborate, just give us some support. You can scan this QR code there. You will get some information about how to become a member of the community. Okay, it's a way to support us on the top of doing the subscription channel. We're going to release information slowly, but here's the information there. If you want to take a look and give us some support, there you are possible, and you will be part of make this happening.
So our goal, guys, is just to start talking also a little bit more about the modern technology as well. So just Enrique mentioned, just subscribe to it. So just we will start getting a little bit more into the more technology-oriented discussions. Thank you all for being here. I think we reached more than 30 people, the parallel users, in the same time today. So that was really good number, Enrique. And I think we reached about more than 100 people just jump in, jump off. So I think it's really good news, good metrics, KPI, which I'm sharing with the viewers. Thank you very much for being with us. Great to have you. Thank you for all of the support which you're giving us all of the day longs with the new interviews, with the discussions, with also some ideas to do it better. So thank you. We're doing ourselves. We have no coaches, no idea. So just we do really organically. And it's like in the construction industry. One day we will make it happen.
And there is no AI behind that, right? So last call again the newsletter, because today at noon there will be new release of an article. Okay, or Friday around half afternoon there will be a new release of the article. So please go ahead. It's more than 8,500 people subscribe. We're gonna get it at 10,000 before we finish the season. I'm pretty sure of it. So please don't forget, don't hesitate to jump over, contact us, propose some topics, and just make this happen. Like supporting the BIM Cafe and make it sustainable for all.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Enrique. Thank you all. Have a great weekend. Lovely Friday, and see you next week, guys.
See you next week, guys. Bye.
Ciao.